Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about something I've been working on. I haven't really been had the chance to do something like this because I've been waiting on my new computer to get in, and it just got in last night, and it is pretty awesome. And it's a whole lot faster than the one I had before. Like, literally, the one I had before was garbage, and it wasn't fast enough to process all the stuff for the menus I've been making, like Acid 2. That's still in development. The reason it's been paused is because my computer is just way too slow to be processing stuff like that, and it not look okay in game. So yeah, this is a scripting engine, and what the aim for this was to get people away from compiling code to create their own mods, and not have to deal with C# or memory or offsets or things like that. This is going to deal with all of that for you. You're just going to have some little experience with things like JavaScript and small high-level scripting languages. Just you're going to have an okay idea of how programming works, but you're not going to have to be like all these people that just poop like gold out of their buttholes on Next Gen Update, like with all these crazy releases and stuff that were made in C#, like all these developers. You're not going to have to know as much as they know. So this is going to try to dumb down in a non-offensive way. It's going to try to dumb down mod making as much as possible. So with that out of the way, what this does is it passes a script that the user writes themselves through the engine. It parses it, it reads the syntax, and then it executes the functions accordingly. So this has three main components. There's the scripting engine, and then there's the infinity ward and the Treyarch partitions of each internal library. So what this does is you can select whether you're scripting for Black Ops 2 or MW3 or COD 4 or blah 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 later on when those are supported. But as of now, I've really only have Black Ops 2 supported. That's why this video is going to be for Black Ops 2. But I'll more than likely post this in both sections so people can see what's going on. So what I'm going to do is there's a function that's called, and I left it blank so I can show you guys what I'm doing. It's called init game clients. Well, actually, I didn't leave it blank. Sorry. But what this is doing is it's setting a new parameter for the engine. So it recognizes the syntax self as a new player. And I'll show you that class in a second. And then we have a for loop that initializes all the other players, and it'll set this. It'll set the identifier for that player accordingly, adding X each time the loop ticks. So this just initializes all 18 clients, and we're passing self as client 0. So that's for the scripting engine. And now I'm going to show you the Black Ops 2 part of this. So in this project, we have a class called player, and this holds everything that we can use to access the player, return information, set information. It's all here. It's just like GSC would be. I've got a working player controller. This is going to handle every all the frag button press, sprint button pressed, all of that. It's going to handle all button monitoring. But I have a little problem right now. The Gent engine, which is the JavaScript interpreter I'm using for passing the scripts, it doesn't support infinite looping or background looping. So these functions actually return whether the player is using or pressing that certain button, but I can't loop I can't do any looping in the background in the scripting engine without the whole thing crashing. So I'll try to get that figured out later. But these are all functions that like get player name, get primary weapon, things like that. These all do that. Kill streaks, functions like print line bold, things like that. This is still very small compared to how big it's supposed to be. But see, here's the player structure, and you see things like that. That's all there. So this class is the constructor we used earlier to create. This is the constructor used to initialize a new player, and you saw that earlier when we in the main application. So with that out of the way, let's go back to our SourceScript engine. That's what this is going to be called. It's probably going to be the header of this thread. But so in this, we've already added new parameters to the scripting engine, and now we can go ahead and get started. So I'm going to run this, and you can see I have Black Ops 2 open over here. This is a new computer, so I don't have Notepad set up yet, or Notepad++, because I don't have all the applications I used to have set up yet. So I'm going to have to be a new. You know what? I'm just going to do it in the actual text editor from in the application. You can actually open your own files, but I don't want to do that in Notepad because Notepad is horrible. Okay, so we're just going to jump into this, and I'm going to show you that this actually works. So let's say we want to print a line for the player. So we can print, we can print hello. And self is referring to client 0, which we already initialized, so we can run that. Oh, we forgot to connect. Wow, derp. So we connect. We link the Black Ops 2 engine. We enable RPC. And then we disable cheat protection. That's for certain DVARs we can execute. So now we're going to run, and now we get hello over here on our display side. So now let's say we want to create a function that sets the FOV. Okay, so we're going to say, well, actually we want to pass two parameters through this function. First is going to be the player to set the FOV for, and then the second is going to be the FOV value. So down here we're going to say player.set client dvar. That's from the player class. CG underscore FOV. The syntax is set up just like GSE, so with dvars, and then the FOV parameter we pass. So this is going to set the FOV for that player in the player that we pass to the value that we pass, and then we can even have a print line to tell that player that we just set their FOV. So player.printline FOV. Let me make this green. FOV 90. Okay, so we have that function set up, and now we can come up here and we can call it. So we can say set FOV, and we're going to call this for ourself. So we'll say self, and then the value we want. And now when we run this, well, our FOV is already set to 90, but let's see. Let me change this to 60 to show you that the value works. So that sets its back to 60, and then we can change this value. This is all in real time. There's no compiling needed. So there we go, back to 90, and then we'll do 60 again, just to show you. Okay, so that's all in real time, which is actually pretty useful. So now, let's say we want to set the name. So we can say set name, the player we want to set the name for, and then the new name. So we can say player.set name. I hope I get the syntax right. And we're going to say new name. And then we're going to say player.I print line. We'll say player plus apostrophe s new name is plus player dot get player name. That is a long line. Okay. Alright. So let me add and say that's green. Okay, so this is going to set the new name for the player, and then it's going to print the new name. So hopefully I didn't screw that syntax up. So let's call this set name, and then we'll say self, and then the new name we want to pass. My name's Hunter, so I'll just say Hunter, and then we'll run, and it'll say new name is set to Hunter. You probably couldn't see that, but it basically just said that my new name was Hunter in the print line chat. So this